Hello everybody, Harry here, and today we are going to be working on our CraftersMC world once again to try to get ourselves the Blaze Armor. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Blaze Armor is, it's kind of the next big upgrade for us in terms of combat, because last time we were struggling to deal with some of the Slayer goals. You can see that I've already collected quite a lot of Blaze Rods here, and I believe it's towards the end here, yeah. So at Blaze Rod 8 you get the Blaze Helm recipe where we can start to create the Blaze Rods, but get to this Blaze Armor, which you can see does a ton more damage and buffs our health and strength and speed, we need to be able to create these enchanted Blaze Rods, which take a lot from this enchanted Blaze Powder, and we don't even have a Blaze minion yet. So I'm going to go ahead and clear up all of these minions and get to that right away. Hey. Hey, Silk Titan Enchantment Book 2. Oh. Experience Artifact recipe as well. Nice. Okay, now that we've gone ahead and collected all of our resources, let's go ahead and make our first Blaze Minion. So to make one of these Blaze Minions, we are going to need a wooden sword, which, yep, definitely have one spare, and several stacks of these Blaze Rods. There we go. So you can see I spent a long time down in Diamond Central grinding up some Blaze just before this episode began, so let's... oh. Maybe not. Maybe we should have checked how to make a Blaze first. Combat, Blaze, Blaze Minion 1, Blaze recipe is a bow of all things. Okay, so it's a bow that we need. Did we have? We definitely have string somewhere. Oh, we've got a bow right here, actually. Perfect. So, Blaze Minion 1. So this is going to be our main method of getting more and more Blaze Rods. The issue is, I don't particularly want to get rid of something we already have, and in these cages over here, the Blaze are just going to fly out and ruin everything. In fact, our entire island looks a little bit dingy. Last time I recorded, I did say I wanted to know what you guys thought I'd spend this money on, and I think it's going to be to upgrade our world here, because right now it looks frankly kind of terrible. I kind of want to try to flatten out this entire overarching landscape here to make a much larger section where I can then focus on upgrading these minions, get another minion slot, and maybe replace these ones for the time being with more Blaze minions. Here we are, guys, back in the market, and I'm going to have a look around because since the update I've not really had to go buy dirt and blocks from anyone. I assume there's a builder over here. There is indeed. Hello, Derek. I've spoken to you before, so let's just go straight to your shop and buy some items where we are going to need green things, green blocks, and grass blocks. Now, to cover that whole landscape, how much? Probably should have measured out the coordinates before. Max I can buy is 1,984, so let's just go ahead and buy the maximum amount straight away. That fills up our inventory. And then I can go back to the island and filter all of this out to try and see what this gives us in terms of build space. Here we are back on the island, guys. I know our inventory is full, so let's go ahead and build out this entire area. It's going to look very flat, and I think that's kind of the plan for the moment. And then we can go ahead and build levels down, use some glowstone maybe to make our own larger farm section. So let's start with flattening out this area, and I'm going to go on mute for this and be back in a bit. Okay guys, so we've used a significant amount of this grass, in fact all but about 3 stacks of it, to make this somewhat oval shape. It's definitely like off kilter, and I might come back and fix that a little bit later on, but it has given us plenty more space to start expanding and deciding what we're going to end up doing with the island. Now, I think all of these resources here, all of the minions that are gathering our various stones, need to be moved off to one side. I'm thinking maybe over this way. Our nature-y based resources can be moved over to this side, and where we've got here our ducks and rabbits, we can move them over to a mob section at the back. Now, to represent this, I want to make several different buildings to make it look a little bit nicer. So I want to be able to make almost like a mining quarry area for these guys, maybe a farmhouse for the animals and the trees, and then a dungeon looking area at the back. And the one that I'm most comfortable building out of all of those to start with is probably a farmhouse for these minions and the farming area. So I'm going to go grab myself some wool and some resources so that I can start building that like farmhouse or inn that I'm envisioning in my mind. So here we are back in the market. I'm just running it over towards the builder very quickly, and either some like white terracotta or clay I think would be perfect for starting here. So let's go ahead and see. And what does that leave us with? Well, we don't really need too much interior decoration right now. We've got plenty of oak logs back home. So let's go ahead and start with this and see where that brings us. So here we are, guys, back on the island. And I think I want to build the house over in this area. I don't mind too much if it goes off the edge of the land. We can always wrap the island back around it and see where that leaves us. So for the ground floor, I'm going to need some cobblestone, and once again, I'm going to mute while I go ahead and build this thing. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so this is what I have so far, and I do mean so far. This is by no means the greatest house in Minecraft I've ever built. There's still some very flat walls here. The texture of the cobblestone and other bits isn't quite where I want it to be, but I am running out of time, so this is where I am going to move all of the farming bits and pieces over after I go ahead and build the houses for the other areas. So I think next it's going to be a small castle tower, I think, for these guys to be mining around, because castle towers are usually made out of stone and cobblestone anyway. I'm thinking maybe chucking in some andesite there just to mix things up a little bit and seeing where all of these guys go. And yeah, once again, let's go ahead and take a visit back to our lovely builder in the market and grab some cobblestone from here while I can, just to know what I'm working with. So back in the market we go. Let's go ahead and run over to our builder friend. Hello, Mr. Builder. And let us go ahead and see. Wizard's Tower or Fortress Tower? Let's go with the Fortress Tower, in which case we're going to probably want some of these stone walls. Let's grab half a stack of these mossy covered stone walls. And let's see if what I'm envisioning here works. If we can make like the bottom half of the tower out of stone, up half out of cobblestone, have it kind of crumbling away. Right, so here we are back on the island. So if we're going to have the farmer's house over here, then opposite, this is the area I'm going to want the tower in, and then we can go ahead and make more of a fortress area over there. So let's go ahead and mute once more and see how this tower ends up looking. Alrighty guys, so I have gone ahead and finished this tower here, and for the most part I think it's okay. I might redesign the base a little bit and some more things just around the bottom once we get the grass properly patched up, but this definitely has a bit more texture than our farm building over there and makes me quite a bit more happy. As you can see, and probably hear from the fire, I have gone ahead and placed in here our blaze minion. So this should hopefully start generating us some blaze rods once they fall down a little bit. Obviously this isn't going to be where we keep them on a more permanent basis, but it is where we are keeping them for now, just so that this guy can at least generate some passive income, so long as we are not near this building at the very least. Let's just get out of here and let him do his thing. Now, that means we have got our area for our mining setup, which is where we're going to move all of these minions around in a large stone area. We have our minions set up over here. Well, we will have our minions set up over here for our farming setup. We can go ahead and get some fences around there in a moment. But we do not have our cells ready for our various mob minions. So, to start this, I'm going to have to pick these guys up before moving anything else whatsoever. So, let's just go ahead and pick up this minion. And same with you spider ones. Ow. Let's go ahead and pick up this minion as well. There we go. We'll go ahead and move the rest of these boxes in a moment. We're probably going to end up moving all of our chests into the farmhouse anyway. And then we can go ahead and plan out what we want. So I'm thinking something similar to this, where This is pretty much the ideal minion size for a, well, basically prison cell. So we're going to need a roof over each of them, and then we can go ahead and start dividing into blocks, maybe putting some smaller square towers on each of these corners and having a way in through the middle. So we can go ahead and put, let's think about this, maybe like 3 on this side, 1 at the back, or maybe we make it a T-junction, right? So we have like 2 here, 2 here, 3 at the back. That gives us room for 7 minions. I think 7 minions is more than enough. So that is how I'm going to do it. The first thing I'm going to need to do is tear this down, and then I will be right back. Okay, so we are back at the builder. Now, let's go ahead and see what kind of colourful things we can get our hands on. Is there any way we can make this look a little less blocky? I don't think that is if we're using bright colours, and I do want to use brighter colours for this one. So let's go ahead and take this back and see what I can do with just some straight bricks. Okay, gang, so we are back on the island, and once again, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself here while I work out what on earth I'm doing with this. Maybe I use black terracotta for the outside and red terracotta for the inside, but we will see. I will be right back. Alrighty, gang, I'm warning you, this might be the single-handedly most diseased thing that I have ever built in Minecraft. I don't know where I was going with this. I thought this would look a lot more deep red and this a lot less edgy, and I don't know why. It looks like an edgelord has just found like a flesh block in a game, like, well, exactly like this, and has just got ahead and built a absolute monstrosity. But you know what? I think it's perfect considering we are harvesting like the body parts and organs of these various mobs, and the only solace they seem to really get from this is that they're going to die soon and won't have to witness this much longer. But oh my goodness, I do think it has a certain charm to it though, so I'm gonna keep this for now until you guys give me a better idea, at least so that oh, they're talking about Lynn Village, at least until I can go ahead and fix up where all of these minions are going, which I think is next on my agenda here, is to pick up every single minion I own and get them moved. Alright, so now that we've picked up all of the minions and all there's really left to get rid of is this area over here, I just need to pick up some chests and then get some new minions placed down. So, I know up until this point in the series I've been very firm on which minions you should and shouldn't use, but at this stage I kind of just want to upgrade my minion slots more than anything else. So I think I'm going to be placing down a lot more mob minions that I don't normally use, and a lot more like carrot minions and melon minions than I'm going to with the ore minions that are already all quite highly rated. If we go ahead and check the chests over here, you can see like my obsidian minions are already up to 7. We've got 9 on cobblestone coal. Even gold, which was relatively new, is already at 8. So as time's gone on, these minions aren't really going to be leveling up all too much more comparatively to some of the minions over here, which are all still very, very fresh. And because these are very, very fresh minions, I'll be able to upgrade more going into the future. So the more that those minions get upgraded, the more I'm able to go ahead and place down my existing minions and kind of catch back up with a little bit more to do next time I'm on the server. So after I get all of this cleared up, I'll be able to go ahead and do that, and it's going to be a long process getting all of these chests up there into the house. I don't think it's going to be organised the first time I do it, so I do apologise for anyone watching the chests in the meantime. Okay, gang, well, this took far too long, but it is now done. We have gone ahead and cleared out most of the island of chests. We just need to go ahead and light it up a little bit and have a look at what we can do with our minions. So we've gone ahead and filled quite a lot of this stuff up. We've got plenty of chests to expand into as well. So let's have a look at some of the minions. Obviously we want the Blaze minion because that's only Blaze minion 1. I think there was only one other minion. Yeah, Magma Cube minion 1 down here that could also be used to go ahead and upgrade. Cocoa Beans is only at 2, as is Creepers. So we might as well go ahead and grab those. Are there any more at 2? Looking for the green symbols above their head to represent that. Yes, emerald minions, and our slime minions are only at 2, so we might as well upgrade those as well. We have 14 minion slots, so this is 6 so far. So let's look at minions at 3. We've got diamond, we've got cave spiders still, we've got pigs, we've got sheep. I would love to do skeletons if we get to 4. We have mushroom minions, cactus minions, cow minions, normal spider minion, and I think that's it for 3 as well. Where does that leave us? 4, 8, 12, 14. Just shy of that skeleton minion. The reason I want the skeleton minion is to start working towards Runan's bow so that we have a proper ranged option. And if I go ahead and quickly show off what Runan's bow looks like here, if we go to bones, and then we have a look at a later one. Yeah, there we go, Runan's bow. It is a high strength, high damage bow that shoots 3 arrows at one time, and they only deal 40% of the extra damage, but they do home in on targets. And as you can see, we need a lot of spiders and a lot of skeletons to go ahead and get that started. It kind of makes me want to drop a minion, but I think we'll just go ahead and use these skeleton minions afterwards, because, I mean, there's a skeleton right now, because that will go ahead and get us closer to where we want to be to start doing these Slayer goals in the end game. As for right now, I'm going to need some blocks, some of that awful looking terracotta, to go ahead and start filling in these last gaps over here. So once again, I will be back in just a moment. So we're going to want to use these lower caged areas for minions that can get out. So I'm thinking these are going to be used for our magma slimes and our blaze specifically. So let's go ahead and get our magma cubes, our blaze. I suppose spiders could also probably get out. I'm more afraid of the bigger spiders getting out than the cave spiders at the top, but if cave spiders get out, then we're just going to need a bit of a redesign. And then we had normal slime minion, didn't we? Yeah, so these are the minions that we're going to want to use, and I forgot to quickly go grab the most important thing all of these minions are going to need, and that's a backpack, so that I don't have to keep on coming back to level them. So let's go ahead and grab all of these minion backpacks, and we might as well grab some of these budget hoppers for when I'm offline, but first all of the minion backpacks. We'll do the hoppers right at the end. And let's go ahead and see what this does to our blaze minions. So before, the blaze minions had a problem where they kept getting out. Let's quickly go ahead and give you your storage upgrade. And now that you're upgraded, are you going to work in there? Moment of truth, please work. Please work. Maybe. I'll go ahead and place another minion just in case, but maybe, just maybe, everything will work. Just this once. You working? Can you spawn? Can you spawn? Maybe it's something in the text chat. One moment. Oh, no. Oh, it does spawn. He does work. Yes. Yes. Okay. Good, good. So we can go ahead and start giving all of these minions stuff, because hopefully that means all of these minions will now work. And lastly, our spider friend. It's just going to take them a little while to get started, but we can go grab some lava buckets to give them in for fuel source later. There we go. There's the magma cubes too. Awesome. So we got our first start on our mob farms here, which is fantastic. We're going to need a couple more of these terracotta blocks just to raise things up a little bit so that these guys can also operate. These might complain because we've got the lanterns in the corner, but we can always remove the lanterns later. What other mobs did we have? We had cave spiders, we had creepers, they can't get out. I think that's it in terms of aggressive monsters. That's perfectly fine by me. So we can go ahead and chuck our cave spider minion here and give you your storage upgrade. There we go. And then we've got our creeper minion here, which should mean that in some time in the future, we're going to be able to upgrade all of these minions, hopefully with the resources they generate themselves right now. And then over over the course of that time, we'll be able to add more minions into the top here and more of the already leveled minions that we have. Now, those that produce animals are going to run rampant, and that's going to be fine for the time being. We can always come back later and fix that. So let's go, and these torches are going to cause an issue, aren't they? Maybe you don't want one right outside the window, or maybe we do. What would we like right outside of our window? I do like sheep, and I do like cows. Maybe a cow. I like a cow. So let's go set a grass block here. Is that 3 away? Perfect. Let's have some cows running rampant outside. There we go. Moo. We will have pigs nearby, so if we go ahead and space it so there's 3 blocks for cows to spawn on, then a fence, and then we'd need 3 blocks, and then our pig minion here. So that should have plenty of space between the 2 of those to spawn some minions. Then we've got our sheep minion, so we can go ahead and spread out 3 further, have a space, and then go 1, 2, 3 further. So our sheep minion can go here, and obviously we can start expanding backwards this way as well to go ahead and add the rest of our farming minions. So we've got cocoa bean, we have got mushrooms, and we have got cacti that we're going to have to use. There we are, our minions are already hard at work, so we should be able to expand this way to add some more minions to this farmed area. Again, once we can get some fences in, this will probably be a lot better sealed off for these minions to work properly, but as for right now, it doesn't seem that the cows and pigs are wandering too far, so this should be just fine for them. And obviously the plants aren't gonna run anywhere. At least I hope they won't. Maybe one day mushrooms will start spawning out the mushrooms. So 1, 2, 3 space, 1, 2, 3 space. Here we are. So cocoa beans. I don't really know what you need a cocoa bean minion. I'll be honest. If you start yelling at me, I'll come back in a moment if this is not ideal for you. And then we should also be able to get another minion in here ASAP. Oh, he's making his own cocoa. That's nice. So this should mean that our mushroom minion here should be able to start planting their own mushrooms. And then we'll have a cacti minion which can go out this way just in front of this farmed area here. So 1, 2, 3 space, 1, 2, 3 smack. Right there. Cactus might need sand now that I think about it. He might start yelling at me. I need sands. Oh, and then you need myceliums. Alright, let's go ahead and get you some sands and you some myceliums. If you're going to be sand, actually, I don't want you right here at the front. So let's go ahead and pick you up and move you back this way. So if we're going to have sand and mycelium, we might as well have these 2 at the back here. And that means I am going to need, not so much for mycelium, but definitely sand and area underneath. So 1, 2, 3. You're going to want a square like this, my friend, and if you have the square like this, and this is the 1 square in between, I suppose it doesn't really matter what goes underneath if it's not going to be seen that much. Here we are then, guys, back at the builder. Let's go ahead and grab myself some of these dirt blocks. We are going to just need 48 of them, please and thank you. And this should now be enough for me to use the item exchange to make mycelium, and 48 of it. There we go. So we should now finally be able to place the last of these minions back on our island here. I am going to kill these chickens on the way just to see if we can start doing the chicken collection after chickens don't really spawn naturally much anymore. So there we go. I know you need myceliums, I'm so sorry, but I'm back. I've got your myceliums. You can go ahead and start digging up this area for you. In fact, I'm not even certain I needed to dig up these grass blocks, but just to be on the safe side. So there, you have myceliums. Are you happy now? You happy? Please be happy. Not working. Location is not available. Let's go ahead and pick you up. Pick up. Okay, he's refusing to be picked up. I think that's You're complaining for the sake of complaining now, guy. Whilst you do that, I'm going to see if our sand minion is a little bit more... sand minion? Cactus minion is a little bit more receptive of what we are giving them. So... Right. 16. Let's see if this expanded area is big enough for our mushroom minion to be happy. Ah. Right, you can turn my cellium to path as well, so let's be careful with that. Right. Please. Please be happy with the space you have been given. You have myceliums. You should really be happy with what you've been given. Please. Please. Start placing mushrooms. Don't get mad at me. And then at least I know what I can do with the sand minion to make the cacti grow. Like, everybody else around here seems content with the job that they've got. Why? You've got my celly... Okay. I'm just going to assume this is not working. Same with our cactus minion here. I'm going to assume something is wrong. If I've done it wrong, please let me know in the comments. But I am going to swiftly move on. Same goes for you, Sandy. If you are going to be upset at me for this, then I don't know what else I can do to make you happy, alright? So, let's go ahead and give you a massive space for your cacti. And see what you say about this area. Right, there we go. So all of these minions also have some lovely minion backpacks, which just leaves the last couple of minions we have left, which is our emerald and diamond minions, which we can go ahead and use compactors with in a moment. But first, let's go ahead and... Oh, eggs. Eggs galore. Nice. And then we can go ahead and butcher these real quick. I'm sorry, but I need chicken. It's so hard to find now. Let's go ahead and do these minions, which should be able to operate on relatively little space. So they need one square above their work environment. So 1, 2, 3, where they're going to work. Then I should be capable of just doing 1, 2, 3 and building out like this around. I've got a cobblestone generator over there, so I don't really need to buy more cobblestone if I can help it. And this should mean... Oh, actually, we do want it one lower, don't we? Because then we want it flush with the ground. So let's do it that way. Let's make it flush with the ground. And then that should mean 1, 2, 3. That spot there will start producing us some resources for the future. And it means that we should be able to also upgrade our diamond minion quite heavily with the amount of diamonds that we've got just laying around, which might mean that we can finally afford another minion slot. It takes forever now to, like, even get 0.1% XP. I mean, look at this. Just holding down left click and that XP bar just isn't moving. Still 72.6. Still 72.6. It's never going to budge, is it? I'm interested to see how long it's going to take for it to budge. Please? Maybe? There we go, finally. So here we are. Let's go ahead and make sure our ME minion is down first. So, Emerald minion. Storage upgrade for you, Emerald minion. Then, we'll go ahead and make our Diamond minion just slightly further back. There we go, our Emerald minion's already begun. Diamond minion, let's give you your storage upgrade. There you go, and then all we need to do really now is to give the rest of our minions that are working hard their droppers, their budget hoppers here, and we are going to need some compactors for those diamond minions. In fact, we've got a diamond spreading unit here, but we're going to leave it because I think someone gave us that quite some time ago. So, hello, cow minion. Let's go ahead and give you... I don't know why I don't think you can compact meat. Let's take that back, shall we? It's automated shipping. There we go. Give a budget hopper to keep making money while I'm away. Automated shipping. give to you a budget hopper. I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this for just about every single one of our minions that are currently working. And that is going to do it for this one, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, consider giving it a like and a subscribe. And I might get to more CraftersMC in the near future. We will see. But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you later.